I want to speak for a few minutes about a voice from Labour's past that still resonates with exceptional moral clarity. That's Neil Kinnock, the former party leader, now 83, a sharp thinking person, utterly exasperated with the drift of the party that he once led. Now, I have no great love for Neil Kinnock at all. I remember when I first went up to Oxford, he was speaking in the Oxford Union, and it struck me that he was rude and rather thoughtless. But as he's grown older, I think he's grown wiser, and his recent intervention is more than a rebuke, it's a lifeline. It's a warning, a principled stand against what he calls mortally stupid attempts to copy Nigel Farage and Reform UK. In short, he says that appeasers get eaten, and his advice is not nostalgic reminiscence, it's tactical wisdom drawn from bitter experience. He said, if people are offered two versions of a political brand, they choose the genuine one. Absolutely. Trying to mimic the Reform UK lexicon, the slogans, the xenophobic undertones, the isolationist nostalgia, is political suicide not only for Labour but also for the Conservative Party, and they're both at it. Instead of dancing to Farage's tune, Labour should be exposing the farce. Reform, he says, is an opportunist populist party peddling pub talk solutions to complex problems. They offer not policy but grievance, and their politics is the three-step shuffle: inflame resentment, identify scapegoats, and offer simplistic slogans in place of answers. Kinnock's counter-strategy is compelling in its simplicity. Stop fretting about reform and govern. Deliver, build, reassure, achieve, he says. Achievement is the only antidote to the populist poison. Don't flirt with rhetoric. Repair what's broken: schools, hospitals, housing, wages. And I would suggest to that call from Kinnock, I would add one more of my own. That is, do so with positivity. You don't achieve anything by breaking something. You achieve something by building something. And then you can break what doesn't work. He points to health, jobs, affordability, not immigration, as the real terrain of political struggle. And on that front, he says the current government is showing too much paralytic caution. There's an audacity deficit in Starmer's Labour, even though it possesses the tools of power. Kinnock is particularly withering about Starmer's use of the phrase "an island of strangers." It's not just clumsy, it's a betrayal of Labour's better instincts, he says. Kinnock urges his successor to trust his own marrow-deep progressivism. Stop outsourcing moral vision to pollsters and headline chasers. He acknowledges the need for border control, yes, but not at the expense of demographic and economic realism. The UK needs migrants, and without them the care sector collapses, the NHS stutters, growth falters. Including students in immigration tallies is, in his words, incompetent as well as misleading, and I quite agree. Kinnock roots much of the present confusion in Labour's misreading of Brexit. It wasn't a cry for tighter borders. It was a cry for dignity, for better wages, for recognition. Most people voted in hope, he says, to poke the political elite in the eye with a referendum-shaped stick. To mimic Farage is to prolong that misreading. And it's not just a strategic mistake, it's a moral one. Farage has been interpreting the referendum result since 2016. Go back and interpret it yourself. You don't defeat reaction by echoing its sound bites. You defeat it by reanimating politics with courage, clarity and candour. Kinnock wants more than rhetorical reform. He wants a wealth tax, a modernised asset levy. He wants a restoration of Britain's economic sanity, not Osborne-style austerity dressed up as prudence. And on Europe, his view is clear. Britain must eventually rejoin the customs union and the single market. Not now, not next year, but inevitably, because we are, by geography, history and temperament, a European nation. No man is an island, said John Donne. So, I will end where Kinnock begins. Appeasers get eaten. Farage doesn't want to be copied, he wants to be legitimised. And Labour, if it isn't careful, will do just that, is doing just that. Lord Kinnock's voice, gravelly, indignant, righteous, reminds us that political integrity is not a luxury. It's the fundamental principle of political debate. It's the foundation of public trust. In an age of populist froth, we'd do well to listen to those who weathered the storm before and still have the breath to warn us of the squall ahead.